Good morning, friends. Myself, Professor A.C. Tarekar from NMAP KBT College of Engineering, Nasik. Today, we are going to discuss one more important topic that is called as the ISA KMP or Oakley Protocol. As we know that apart from the two core protocols, EH and the ESP, the third most significant aspect of IPsec is the key management. So without a proper key management setup, IPsec cannot exist. This key management in IPsec consists of two aspects, key agreement and the distribution. As we know that we require four keys if we want to make use of both EH and the ESP. Two keys for EH, one for message transmissions, one for message receiving, and two keys for ESP, one for message transmission and one for the message receiving. The protocol used in IPsec for key management is called as ISA-KMP or Oakley, the Internet Security Association and Key Management Protocol. So here we can see the ISA-KMP, that stand for Internet Security Association and Key Management Protocol. The definition of this protocol is that it defines procedures and formats for establishing, maintaining and deleting SA information, that is security association information, and ISA KMP message contains an ISA KMP header followed by one or more payloads. Another protocol is here, Oakley Key Determination Protocol. Now the ISA KMP protocol is platform for key management, and it defines the procedures and packet formats for negotiating, establishing, modifying and deleting security associations. ISA KMP message can be transmitted via the TCP or UDP transport protocol. So TCP and UDP port number 500 is a reserved for ISA KMP. The initial version of ISA KMP mandated the use of the Oakley protocol. So Oakley is based on actually the Diffie-Hellman key exchange protocol with a few variation. Now the ISA KMP protocol we'll see in detail. So first of all, the ISA KMP header format. So you can see in this header format there are many fields, that is initiator cookie, which is 64 bits, responder cookies 64 bit, next payload, major version, minor versions, exchange type, flags, message IDs and length. It is a 32 bit header format. So one by one we'll see. The entire block is encapsulated inside a transport segment such as TCP or UDP segments. So different fields in the ISA KMP headers which are shown in the figure. The first initiator cookie, this 64-bit field contains the cookies of the entity that initiate the security association establishment or deletion. Responder cookies, it is also 64-bit field which contains the cookies of the responding entity. Initially this field contains null when the initiator sends the very first ISA KMP message to the responder. Next payload, this is 8-bit field, indicates the type of the first payload of the message. Major version, this 4-bit field identifies the major ISA KMP protocol version as used in the current exchange. Minor version, this 4-bit field identifies the minor ISA KMP protocol version as used in the current exchange. Exchange type, this 8-bit field indicates the type of exchange. Flags, the 8-bit field indicates the specific set of options for this ISA KMP exchange. Message ID, this is also 32-bit field which identifies the unique ID for this message. Length, this is a 32-bit field, specify the total length of the message including the header and all the payloads in octets. So next, payload and exchange type. So these two fields we will discuss in detail in the next slides. So ISA-KMP header fields, the payload types. ISA-KMP specifies different payload types. For example, an security association payload is used to start the establishment of an security association. The proposal payload contains information used during the security association establishment. The key exchange payload indicates for exchanging keys using mechanisms such as Oakley, Diffie-Hellman, RSA, etc. And there are many other payload types. Another field is here, exchange types. There are 5 exchange types defined in ISA-KMP. The base exchange, which allows the transmission of the key and authentication material. The identity protection exchange, which expand the base exchange to protect the identities of the user. The authentication only exchange is used to perform mutual authentication. The aggressive exchange attempts to minimize the number of exchanges at the cost of hiding the user's identities. And the last one, the information exchange, it is used for one-way transmission of information for security association management. Another protocol here we have to discuss, that is Oakley key determination protocol. We can say that it is a refined version of the Diffie-Hellman key exchange protocol with slight variation. Diffie-Hellman offers two desirable features. The first one is that creation of secret keys as and when required. Second one, no requirement for any pre-existing infrastructure. However, Diffie-Hellman also suffers from a few problems, and which are nothing but no mechanism for authentication of the parties, and second one, vulnerability to man in the middle attack, and the third one, it involves a lot of mathematical processing. An attacker can take undue advantages of this, sending a number of hooks Diffie-Hellman requests to host, and the host can unnecessarily spend a large amount of time in trying to compute the keys. So rather than doing any actual work, this is called as a congestion attack or clogging attack. Now there are different features of the Oakley protocol, because the Oakley protocol is designed to retain the advantages of Diffie-Hellman and to remove its drawbacks. So what are the different features of Oakley's? The first one, it has features to defeat reply attacks. Second one, it implements a mechanism called as cookies to defeat congestion attacks. Third one, it enables the exchange of Diffie-Hellman public keys values. And fourth one, it provides authentication mechanisms to reward man in the middle attacks. Now, how Oakley to tackle the issues with the Diffie-Hellman? As we have seen, Diffie-Hellman has some issues and how it can be tackled using the Oakley key determination protocol. So first one is that authentication. Oakley supports 3 authentication mechanisms: digital signature, public key encryption, and secret key encryption. So for the digital signature, generation of the message digest and its encryption with the sender's private key. Public key encryption, that can be performed encrypting some information such as sender's user ID with the recipient's public key. And the secret key encryption, a key which is derived by using some out of band mechanism. Now second, the issue that is what the dealing with the congestion attacks. So Oakley uses the concept of the cookies to thwart the congestion attacks. As we know that in this kind of attacks, an attacker forges the source addresses of legitimate users and sends a public Diffie-Hellman key to another legitimate user. The receiver performs modular exponentiation to calculate the secret key. A number of such calculations performed rapidly, one after the other, can cause congestion or clogging of the victim's computer. So, to tackle this, each side in Oakley must send a pseudo random number called as cookie in the initial message, which the other side must acknowledge. So, this acknowledgement must be repeated in the first message of defilement key exchange. So if an attacker forges the source address, she does not get the acknowledgement cookie from the victim and her attack fails. So note that at the most the attacker can force the victim to generate and send a cookie but not to perform actually the defilement calculations. Therefore the Oakley protocol provides the different the message types, so we'll discuss in the next slide. There are different message types which is actually provided by the Oakley protocols. So we can say that we shall consider only one of them called aggressive key exchange. It consists of three messages that exchange between two parties, says X and the Y, and let us examine these three messages. So these three messages we have to see here. Message 1, to begin with, X sends a cookie and the public defilement key of X for this exchange along with some other information. X sign this block with its private key. Message 2, when Y receives the message 1, it verifies the signature of X using the public key of X. When Y satisfied that the message indeed came from the X, it prepares an acknowledgement message for the X, so containing the cookies sent by the X. So Y also prepares its own cookies and defilement public key, and along with some other information it signs the whole package with its private key. Third message type, upon receipt of a message to X verifies it using the public key of the Y, and when X is satisfied about it, it sends the message back to Y to inform that it has received Y's public key. Thank you. These are the slide contents which are taken from the book Cryptography and Network Security, written by the Atul Kahate.